you know, adulting. It's not my favorite. As kids, we all wanted to be adults, and now we got here and we all just want to not have any responsibility. Right now, I'm focusing on a weight loss phase. That's not the time for me to eat deep fried chicken dipped in grease. Skin is dewy this morning. I like the decimal system. All these glasses are dirty. I can see clearly now the crowd is gone. Not really though. I need to wash that right. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mindy and I have lost over 120 pounds on Wegovy, Mounjaro, semaglutide compound, and I am now back on Wegovy again. And this week we're kicking it old school. It's just a good old-fashioned vlog. I have a lot to get done today and I figured I would just kind of take y'all with me and have a day together. We haven't done that in a while. This is one of my favorite Skinny Taste recipes of all time. It is a spinach ricotta quiche and it is super easy to throw together. I did not video myself doing it on Sunday because, well, Sunday was a crazy day. I decided that it would be a fantastic idea to start my very first sewing project ever a week and a half before I leave for Spring War, which is a Amp Guard event. Amp Guard is kind of like a medieval recreation fighting group that my husband has been involved in since he was like 14 years old. He belongs to a fighting company. And so we just have a very large group of friends that all go to this thing. I don't fight. I don't really participate in much of anything. I mostly just go to hang out with my friends and have a good time. But I decided I wanted to get dressed up. It's an Alice in Wonderland themed event this year. So I found kind of an inspiration photo for like a Ren Fair themed Alice in Wonderland situation. And the piece of clothing that I'm going to be making or recreating is a chemise. So it's a very loose fitting, like airy, basically kind of like a nightgown. It was what they wore as underclothes underneath like corsets and things like that. I have a friend of mine I'm borrowing a corset from, and then basically I'm just wearing tights, shoes, and like a little ribbon in my hair. And that's as exciting as we're getting. I need to finish making that today. We're going to be going to Seguin, which is about an hour and a half-ish away from where we live. And so I need to get the oil changed on the car. I need to get an inspection done. Our registration needs to be updated. Like it's just going to be one of those days where I need to do all the things. So I'm just kind of going to be running around, you know, adulting. It's not my favorite. As kids, we all wanted to be adults, and now we got here and we all just want to not have any responsibility. The last couple times I made this, I think I did not have the basil, so I didn't bother putting it in. And I think I prefer the flavor without the basil. For some reason, like I love fresh basil, but for some reason, the flavor with the basil is giving sausage. but there's no sausage. As far as I know, sausage doesn't have basil. It's got like sage. I don't know. I can't tell you why my taste buds are the way they are. They just are. Anyway, I'm going to eat this breakfast. I did a sixth of the quiche. It's just store-bought pie dough that I pushed into a pan that I've had sitting in my freezer for way too long, and it was super dried out and crusty, so it like broke all apart in the pan. But you know what? It tastes delicious still. I just did 130 grams of Oikos 000 vanilla yogurt to have with it so that I could bump up the protein a little. This whole breakfast is barely over 400 calories, 401. And it's almost 30% protein. It's like right at 29%. So I'm happy with that. This is delicious. I'm going to shove it in my face. And then we'll start running some errands. I'll see you in a bit. You want to go for a walk? Hi. Oh, the sun. She's in my eyeballs. My husband, bless him, just messaged me to tell me that he's out of water. Like, that would have been good information to know before I went to the grocery store this week, my love. Do you have one of those partners, not necessarily just husbands, I mean wives do this too, I guess, where you ask them about things like every week, and every week they tell you, oh no, I don't need anything like that. And then when it's like the most inconvenient time possible, they're like, oh, by the way, I need that thing you always ask me if I ever need, and I always say no. Is that just me? Am I the only one that has one of those? So anyway, love him as I do. So apparently we will be adding get water to the list of things that I already needed to do today. I know HEB will let you renew your registration, but not all HEBs do. So like my closest HEB, I'm not sure that they do. So I'm like, do I chance going there hoping that they do? Or do I just go to the place? You know what? I can call. That's the thing. I have this wonderful device that I take with me everywhere I go that allows me to communicate with people when I'm out and about. If you guys can't tell, my brain is a little scrambled today. I'm still kind of reeling and recovering from last week. If you missed last week's video, check it out. For the most part, it was a good week. I was recovering from a weekend where I made some bad decisions, food-wise and eating-wise, and then encountered an internet troll that kind of sent me on an emotional ride. And normally I'm able to just kind of blow stuff like that off without any kind of an issue, but you know, it was cycle week and hormones are stupid. And you know, I'm only human. I'm only human. Do you guys ever have weeks like that? So now we are 6 weeks into my current cut. I'm halfway there, living on a prayer. Everything's a song with me, if you haven't noticed yet. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Mindy, and I'm a weirdo. Almost everything I say prompts some sort of song in my brain. I don't always say them out loud because if I did, like, I would just be one long streaming living musical. I'm gonna go do all the things that I need to do because I need to do them. And that was profound. Adulting is dumb, and I just want to not be an adult anymore. I would like to be... Holy crap, they took... Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Mindy, and I have ADHD. I think. Undiagnosed. I'm self-diagnosed because I watch videos on the internet, and everybody that has ADHD and talks about the things that they struggle with, I'm like, hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. So I have decided to license myself as an internet trained doctor and say that I have ADHD. All right, I'm almost at the place where I'm going to do the things, and I'll see you guys later. Y'all, today is like a recipe for a binge. I'm just telling you, one of those days where pretty much everything that could go wrong. I had my route all picked out this morning, showed up at the place where I was going to do like one of those little drive-through oil changes and the state inspection all at the same time. Showed up, sign says no state inspection machine is down. So I go to another place and they're like, well, if you leave the car with us, we can do the oil change in a couple of hours, but our state inspection machine is down. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I call another place and they're like, yeah, our state inspection machine is working, but they charge like 3 times as much for an oil change as every place else I've looked at. Called another place and their state inspection machine is working, and they said you can come now, but it'll take us 2 hours to get everything done, or you can wait until 10 and we can get you in for an appointment and it should take less than an hour. And I'm just like, so I'm gonna go get my husband's water, and then I'm gonna show up at the place early and hope that maybe they can get me in early. I've already been driving around and messing around with this for over an hour. I was supposed to be done already and heading home. I have too much to do today for this, y'all. It is what it is. I'm gonna try to fix my attitude. Water has been procured. I have made an executive decision. I'm going to have some retail therapy, so I am on my way to Walmart. It's on the way to the place where I'm getting the oil change. It's like 1 parking lot away. And honestly, I need some new shirts because all of my shirts are like falling off of me. I'm gonna go to Wally World and see if I can find any inexpensive, semi-cute looking shirts to wear and to keep me from shoving food in my face that does not belong there. We're gonna salvage this day, guys. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna be just fine. I don't know if you've ever had one of those days where you just wake up and you're like, I have all the things planned today. I'm gonna get all the things done. I'm gonna be so productive. And then like everything just kind of stands in your way of doing the things. I am not good with change. Don't know if you guys are that way or not, but when I take the time to plan things and figure out what my day is going to look like when things get in the way of that, and then I'm not able to do them the way that I wanted to, I have a hard time just bouncing back from that. And I'm working on it. It's a character flaw. I'm going to get better. So, the answer today is retail therapy. Let's go see if I can find some shirts. Yeah. I thought for sure the 1X in this shirt was going to be too small, but it's almost a little roomy. And these are 1X shorts, which is a 16-18. This little peasant top is super cute. This is a 1X though, and I feel like it's too big, but it pulls weird in the armpits. I'm gonna grab a 0X and see. That feels weird to say. Okay, so I can't decide how I feel about this one. So this is a 0X, and I think it's okay. It's just like there's the seams in the armpits are real weird. I think that's what it's designed to be able to do if you want to, but I feel like an Easter popsicle. I think this shirt is a no. No. So this one's a different fabric and a different fit. I feel like it makes everything, like, I don't know how to show you, like, it makes everything go, not very flattering, no. Okay. Retail therapy was a success. I tried on some 0X shirt that fit. Weird. I got a new pair of 1X jean shorts, some Bermuda shorts, and 2 new tank tops that are fun, bright colors for $33. And that definitely cheered me up. Seeing that 1Xs on the bottom are feeling, I mean, in the waistband a little bit loose, but everything else fits just right. And then like on top, I'm securely in a 1X, depending on the type of shirt, actually also in a 0X. So,
one eternity later.
So I was at the auto repair place for almost 2 hours. So much for that hour quote. Oh, goodness. My day is just totally running away from me, and I still have so much to do. Oh, y'all. Best laid plans. Mice and women. I don't know. So lunch today is just leftover chicken pesto pizza from dinners from last week. It's another macro-friendly food recipe. If you're new around here, macro-friendly food is a high-protein meal recipe subscription. I have been using it for over a year and a half because all of her recipes are lower calorie and higher protein. Protein is the most important macro for weight loss and body recomposition. So if you're trying to build muscle or lose weight, protein is exceedingly important. In fact, it's the majority of the reason why so many people have hair loss and other things while they're dieting. So if you are having issues with hair loss, stalling, or body starting to feel weaker or strange, it could be because your body's not getting enough protein. It can be kind of a pain in the butt to try and find high protein recipes that are actually delicious, because I am not a chicken breast, broccoli, and brown rice kind of girl. I mean, sure, I can eat those from time to time, but I'm not going to eat them all day, every day. So I love that Elise has over 800 high protein, low calorie recipes to choose from on her site that are more kind of comfort food bent. This month, all of her recipes are Chili's copycats. Last night we had brisket quesadillas that were delicious. Tonight we're doing ravioli casserole, and they're all just really, really delicious, very easy, no specialty ingredients. I sing their praises all of the time, and I know you guys probably get tired of hearing it, but it's just because they make my life so much easier and the food is delicious. Now, like all recipes that are made for a large group of people, recipes for the masses, I do adjust them to my tastes, but I feel that way about pretty much every recipe I try on the internet, macro-friendly or not. So be prepared for that, I guess. I will say the brisket quesadillas that we made last night, pretty much all I did was add a little bit of extra seasoning because for my taste it needed a little bit more salt. But again, that's something that I have to do for pretty much any recipe I try online. So just a heads up, if you guys are interested, I always have a link down in the description along with a discount code that will get you 10% off your first month or your first purchase if you decide to get a cookbook instead of signing up for a monthly or 3-month subscription, which is what I do. When you use the 3-month subscription, it comes out to like $10 a month. And to me, that is an investment that is worth every penny in my health. I'm going to eat this pizza, and then I'm going to throw together my chicken salads for lunches for the rest of the week, and then try to finish my garb for next week. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I have a feeling I'm definitely not going to finish it today, but I'm sure going to try. In here, I have 10 ounces of finely chopped or finely minced, or however you want to say it, cooked chicken breast, about a stalk of diced celery, probably about a 1/4 cup of minced red onion, 4 tablespoons of light mayo, a little over a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and a couple tablespoons of chicken broth, just to kind of loosen everything up and make the mayonnaise go a little further. And I'm just going to stir this up. I've made this before. The recipe calls for seasoned salt, which I don't have any. I thought I had some Lowry's because I really like Lowry's, and I don't know if I just ran out and then forgot to replace it or what I did. So instead, I'm going to try out the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse because I've never used this and not loved it. So we'll see how it goes in here. The chicken in here is already pre-seasoned, so I don't want to go overboard with the seasoning. And mayonnaise is quite salty as well. So I'll give it a stir, and then I'll give it a taste. And this is going to make 3 lunches for me. I will eat it with some wheat thins and some apples that I'm going to prep with the salt trick that I've shown you guys before. I will try to find the video that I showed you that trick on and link it here. And that's my lunches sorted for the rest of the week. I know I really like hard-boiled eggs in my chicken salad, but I just wanted this to be easy. Yeah, I probably could have used less of that seasoning, but it's tasty. If you've never tried adding chicken broth to your chicken salad or tuna salad or whatever to make the mayonnaise stretch, it's a great little trick because mayo is very calorie heavy. All right, I'm gonna split this up into 3 containers to take for lunches for the rest of the week, get my apples prepped, and then my lunches are all set and ready to go. morning, friends. So obviously it's the next day, it's Wednesday. Things kind of went downhill yesterday after I finished making my chicken salad and prepping some chicken breast for my freezer. I don't do well when recovering when things don't go the way that I plan, when I take the trouble to plan them and then they fall apart. I don't recover well from that, and I don't know why, but it's something I probably need to talk to somebody about. Kind of as the afternoon wore on, I went and I tried to start, Richard came home, and then I tried to start working on my sewing project. And I got the sleeves attached, and then I realized that I needed to start working on all the hem work, on finishing all the hems, rolling the hems and everything, which involves me ironing, and I don't have an ironing board. And I knew I would need to take out my table and do all this other stuff and just basically uproot my whole living room in order to get it done. And a friend of mine actually saw my post on Facebook where I was like, oh, this was a terrible idea. Why don't I have an ironing board? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, that's ridiculous. I'm sending you an ironing board. So he actually ordered one for me, and it's coming to my house today. And basically I was just like, why am I going to tear apart my whole living room, uproot my entire business just so that I can start working on this today instead of just waiting for tomorrow when it's going to be so much easier for me. And for some reason that sent me into this massive shame spiral where I started feeling like a massive failure, and I constantly give up on things and I constantly give up on myself, which is true and it isn't true. I do have a tendency to be a starter and not a finisher. I get really excited about starting a project and I get halfway through it and then I lose steam and I'm just forget it. I have a pattern of doing that in my life. But if you guys have been around for any length of time, this weight loss journey has been almost 2.5 years and still going. I don't know if you can say strong, but still going anyway. So I know that I don't just always give up on things, but I just got stuck in that headspace and it started to spiral into a full-on depression episode. And my husband was just like, are you okay? Is there anything I could do to help? I just want to cheer you up. Why don't we go out to dinner? And I was supposed to make ravioli casserole last night. I had the meat defrosting, but I pulled it out of the fridge. And for some reason, even though it had been in the fridge for 2 days, it was still frozen. And that was the straw that broke the camel. And I'm like, forget it. I'm not making dinner. Let's just go out. And he was like, well, how about hot chicken? There's this place that we love that we don't go to often because it's fried Nashville hot chicken. So not only is it fried chicken, but then it's dipped in spicy hot oil. So it's already fried and then it's coated in oil. Now, I still enjoy it from time to time, but right now I'm focusing on a weight loss phase. That's not the time for me to eat deep fried chicken dipped in grease. But I had a moment where I was like, that sounds really delicious. Maybe I should just do it. And I was like, no, honey, I should probably be good. And he was like, okay, where can you go where you can enjoy dinner, but still, focus on doing good things. And so we went to Dos Salsas because one of the reasons that we go there so often is because honestly, Mexican food is very easy to keep macro friendly. I get a carne asada plate and it's just some very lean steak with some grilled onions, rice and beans that I don't eat a whole lot of, and, chips and salsa that I just eat a few of. And, a tortilla. And I eat, the majority of what I eat is the carne asada. And then I have a little bit of the beans and rice, and then I eat some guacamole. And it's really not that bad macro-wise. Obviously, it's not something I should be eating every day because, in a restaurant, they always use more fat than what you use. But I went and I chose that option, even though there was a part of me that was like, just get nachos. And again, nothing wrong with nachos, but they are much more calorie dense because of all of the cheese. And so I got the carne asada. It was delicious. I was satisfied. Richard and I had a really good talk at dinner. And, in general, I felt better, but some of those feelings were still lingering. But last night was a huge triumph because something like that, where I get into a headspace where I'm feeling like a failure and I'm feeling depressed and things like that, my usual go-to is to eat myself into happiness, which never works, by the way. If you're a binge eater, you never finish a binge and feel good about yourself, ever. That's not a thing. So the fact that I was able to stay present of mind and to say, it's not worth me destroying another week of progress just to have a meal that's going to make me feel like crap about myself. It's going to make me feel like crap in my gut. It's going to make me feel like crap in general. And then I'm going to spend several days recovering from making that bad choice. The fact that I was able to be that present of mind is a huge victory for me. If you're somebody that struggles with binge eating, especially when you're in a negative headspace, I encourage you to take a breath, remind yourself of what your goals are, and maybe you still allow yourself some of it. So like, I didn't force myself to make dinner, but I did take a moment to find a healthier choice. I felt so much better about myself, and I was able to celebrate in that moment and turn it from a moment of feeling like a failure to a moment of feeling like I won, like I had a win. And I'm feeling much, much better this morning. I actually lost like 1.8 pounds this morning or something ridiculous like that, which obviously is not due to the eating out. It's due to a bunch of things, like I'm ending my cycle. There's a lot of things, but you can still eat out and not destroy your weight loss progress. Like that's a thing, you know? But anyway, before I ended this video, I just wanted to come on and tell you guys where the struggle was last night and where the victory was last night. I hope that helps you. I know you guys, a lot of you, the reason that you say that you enjoy my channel is because I'm so real with you and I share with you when I have my down times. And so I couldn't end this video without coming in and having that moment of realness with you guys and telling you what happened last night. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a little bit all over the place, but if you did, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support my content, please feel free to visit my Buy Me a Coffee page. I have lots of recipe cards there that you can purchase. You can sign up for a monthly membership where you pay as little as $5 a month. And I think that's it for this one. I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing day. Bye.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but